At Luton Airport, they're about to clean something big. It's an Airbus 321, costing £60 million, and with a wingspan almost as big as the Wright brothers' first flight. It's going to be a super-size and super technical cleaning operation.
Well, what's happening right now is the aircraft being moved into its final position into the hangar.
Over the next 14 days, the 321 will get its big yearly service. They're going to strip it down and check that every system is working exactly right. Absolutely vital is the clean.
The cleaning is really important. Not only the major servicing and everything else that we need to do on the aircraft, cleaning is actually really vital so we can get to see the components we need to see for the inspection.
Every inch of the aircraft has to be inspected, but tiny cracks and defects could be hidden by grime. So job one is to get it clean, starting with the fuselage. 3 men, 1 big plane to clean.
Yeah, I mean, the lower part of the fuselage is always the dirtiest bit. As you can see, Alan's cleaning it at the moment. In his bucket, he's got a bit of a mixture and he's got a polish as well. The polish is basically got grit in it, so when you put your cloth onto the surface and rub it, it'll instantly take off the dirt, which is the effect that you're getting right now.
It's quite hard on the neck sometimes, especially when you've been doing it for 8 hours.
If you don't fancy a stiff neck, there's plenty more fuselage, and it's all cleaned and polished by hand. You need a good head for heights, though.
You're more or less bouncing, if you like, as you're walking along the catwalk here. It's obviously where you're going along, you're looking down, you're thinking, oh no, but nah, it's all right. All harnessed up, no problems.
Over 14 days of cleaning, they'll get through a staggering 60 kilograms of rags. Truly filthy is the only part of the plane that's supposed to come into contact with the ground, the landing gear.
Mostly it's just brake dust and that. I mean, you just imagine how many landings it will do and takeoffs it will do, and every time it lands, obviously we pick stuff up. The whole purpose of this is so the technicians will see if there's any damage or any corrosion. We've tried to be as careful as we can. A lot of these wires are quite valuable and stuff like that. It's a case of a brush, rag, just wash it down and just clean it to the best we can.
Because it's just come off flight, the toilet tank needs emptying. That's done in the usual way from the outside. But all is not well in the toilet system. There's something very unpleasant inside. In the giant service hangar at Luton Airport, Monarch's £60 million Airbus A321 is being stripped and deep cleaned as part of a major service. Every inch has to be cleaned in case the grime is concealing defects that might affect the safety of the aircraft. One area that's filth pure and simple is the toilet system.
Well, this is one of the toilets at the rear of the aircraft, and it's again another job we have to focus on. It's fairly grim, no one really likes doing it. There is an additional payment offered to the employees here for working on toilet systems.
The toilet waste tank is emptied as it is after every flight. A nightmare scenario would be a blockage in any of the toilet system pipes. Using a high-pressure hose, anything stuck in the pipe or coating the inside is blasted out and ends up in the tank. Now they focus on the tank itself.
What they're doing now is taking off the blanking plate at the front of the tank, which stores all the human waste from all the toilets. We're about to fit this adapter plate on there, which we can then fit the cleaning equipment onto that and then use high-pressure water to really clean the inside of that tank out.
You may be wondering how they'll clean inside a sealed metal tank. Someone's invented a cunning device.
This is placed into the water tank, and this tube here will oscillate in and out with a rotating head, which will send the high pressure water within the tank and clean the residue from inside the tank walls.
Whatever they do, deposits naturally build up in the system and they have to be flushed out. But it doesn't help when people put the wrong things down the toilets.
The system is it's robust, but then again it's pretty fragile. But unfortunately, things still do end up there, like pens, nappies, and other items that shouldn't make it down there. And the system's just not designed to cope with that, and that's where we get blockages.
The special toilet cleaning thing is removed, but like everything else, the inside of the tank gets inspected to see if it really is clean.
That washing system's got rid of all the nasty deposits in there and all the calcium and limescale buildup that was in this tank, so really, really good job.
Before the engines can get their crucial service, they get cleaned too.
This is one of the engines over here, and basically what we've done is we've opened up the engine, the fan cowls and what we call the sea ducts to give us the access we need to carry out the inspection, and also look for any dirty marks, dirty streaks, because that could be an indication that we may have an oil leak somewhere.
Cleaning inside the engine is awkward, but important. Safety and cleanliness go hand in hand. Back inside the cabin, a component vital for passenger comfort with a rather unpleasant cleanliness problem.
This is the temperature sensor for the rear end of the cabin. It's very important, but very basic. It's human skin that's contained within the aircraft.
That's right, human skin, which circulates through the aircraft's ventilation system.
It's simply cleaned with a brush, soft bristle brush, across the sensing element and the rest of the housing, just like this. As you can see, there is a fair bit of accumulation on there.
But the temperature sensor is not the only place your skin ends up. The rest of the cabin needs a deep clean too. The seat covers are going to be dry cleaned. On this service, the carpet is going to be replaced too, so the seats have to go. With the cabin stripped out, they're going to delve even deeper beneath the aircraft's skin to reveal what grime lies beneath. Behind the doors of its 66-metre hangar at Luton Airport, Monarch are cleaning and servicing an Airbus A321. In the cabin, they're about to reveal the bits you don't normally see.
The seats have been removed, the carpets are up, and we've removed what we call the lower sidewalls, the dado panels. And behind there is normally very, very dirty and dusty because the air will get extracted out from the lower part of the cabin.
The filthy insulation has been picking up dust for months. It has to be cleaned for safety reasons. And because it's really nasty, once again, it's Paul Oakley who gets the dirty job. Dare we ask what the dust mainly consists of?
It's human skin.
Being on an aircraft can make your skin a bit dry and flaky. Now you know where it all ends up.
I reckon by the time we removed all the dust from the aircraft, we probably would have used about 7 Hoover bags.
That's 7 Hoover bags of shed human skin, people. Probably not what you'd expect when you sign up to do aircraft maintenance. If you want proper aircraft dirt, head for the wheel bay.
What we're doing is getting rid of hydraulic fluids, rubbish from the tyres has come off, crap from the runway.
Open during takeoff and landing, the wheel bay is not only the place where the wheels go during flight, but contains some of the aircraft's most important systems. And they're filthy.
I think the trick to doing this job is elbow grease and the right chemicals.
Although we're told about them in every safety briefing, most passengers never get to see an oxygen mask for real. But when they do drop down, you'll be pleased to know that every one of them is nice and clean.
You have to check that the flow valve, as you can see here, it's an anti-return valve, is green, which is a service bulletin that we're doing. We have to check that they're clean, and if not, we actually clean them. We repack them, which is quite an arduous task, which in actual fact takes 2 people to do.
The huge aircraft clean is nearly done. But still to do is the most crucial area of all, the flight deck. In Luton sits a grounded Airbus. In the summer, it will complete 3 to 4 flights a day. But for the past 14 days, it's been going nowhere, subjected to a vital service and clean.
Every minute, every hour the aircraft is on the ground, it's not making money for the airline. So we need to make sure that they're punctual and they're serviceable, and ultimately they're airworthy to take people on their holidays.
Up on the flight deck, Paul Wilcock is about to do one of the most important cleaning operations.
A lot of fingerprints and grime can build up on the screens, and also because the crew often eat in the flight deck, food and the light can drop between the panels and in the switches. As we brush the dirt away from between the panels and around the instruments, we vacuum it up, and it's better to have the dirt and dust vacuumed up than let it drop right down. That was, yeah, probably a bit of biscuit. Sometimes we eat them, sometimes we vacuum them, so depends how hungry we are.
They don't let just anyone loose in the cockpit with a vacuum cleaner.
I'm an engineer, so I not only do flight deck cleaning, I carry out function checks, all the routine work that has to be done on the aircraft. Because we're familiar with the switches in the flight deck, we know how they're supposed to be.
If you've ever had your desk rearranged by a cleaner, it's irritating. On an aircraft, it could be disastrous.
So if a switch or lever is left out of position, it could inadvertently move flight controls, cause things to heat up that it shouldn't do.
The cockpit cleanup is an important moment.
This is the last job that's done, really. This is one of the last jobs that's done before the aircraft goes out the door.
As the 14-day clean and service comes to an end, they tick off some of the big jobs. Remember how grimy the fuselage was?
It's been washed, it's been polished, and the finish on that is now so smooth that it will see some kind of efficiency saving on fuel as that slips through the air. It's so smooth, it's the kind of finish I'd like to have in my car.
Cleaning and servicing an Airbus is a massive job. But how big exactly?
The aircraft's been here 13 days. We've put just under 6,000 man-hours on the aircraft, both day shift and night shift. That's technicians, that's mechanics, that's cleaning teams, to make sure this aircraft got out on time, because there's passengers waiting tomorrow to get onto her. Next one's going to be in tomorrow, and the whole story starts over again.
It's one of the most intensive and technical cleanup jobs there is. But finally, it's complete, and the Airbus is fit once again to take to the skies.